everyone, everybody that's showing up at the meeting. We need to make sure that everybody should have the agenda and the projections for what for the project.
Okay, so as most of you are aware, Bolivia is now open to infrastructure and projects and investment opportunities with a potential incentive for foreign investments. And this could provide opportunities for Google to provide internet services. We believe that doing business in Bolivia would be very costly for us to do business there. So we need to determine if we have the means to do so and if it would even be worth it. Okay. So in order for us to successfully work with Bolivia, there's a lot of details that we need to consider. Bolivia has a lot of strict rules and regulations, and when it comes to partnering with foreign companies, there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done. So if we're going to do it, we got to hit the ground running right now. Okay. Although it will be a challenge to get all this done, we do have a few advantages. Bolivia is an emerging economy where telecommunication companies lack the resources of infrastructure to reach people in the rural areas.
What other challenges we face with Bolivia, such as culture, demography, political, and
Bolivia has been one of the poorest and least developed countries in South America. Bolivia's economy has had many challenges and still faces many today. One of the reasons why they have faced the challenges that they have is because of their state-oriented policies. It deters their investments as well as their growth. They have had such strict policies on who can come in and do business in their country and just how much they can do. Bolivia has not always been a democratic country, and now that they are, it would be likely that they would go ahead and promote some beneficial foreign direct policies.
Certainly.
Well, we already have a support system in Bolivia for merchant accounts. You know, this has been added in our Google operations for developers for quite some time now. For Bolivia to register and begin selling paid apps to the world, also known as Google Payment Merchants.
Yes, this has been a great idea for Google. However, prior to this opportunity, they were only limited to submitting free IAPs.
I know this may provide an opportunity to earn money for great apps, and particularly those that serve the local population.
Yes, you know, you guys are correct. You're correct about that. You know, it also include Payment Well also has us Bolivia listed as 36.6%. If you look at projection page, look at the projections on page number 2. It was 36.6%. They have assets, for assets internet, and about 18% of the general population of 10.1 million. They also have e-wallets. If you guys see that, go ahead and look in the middle of the page, and then you have about 37%. They use credit cards, which will also allow them the opportunity to have more transactions. Yeah, what do you guys? Yeah. Well, I guess what should we anticipate?
What about their legal system?
Bolivian justice system is plagued by corruption, delays, and political interference. They have a government-sponsored bill on access to information pending before the Plurinational Assembly. Morales' administration has accused journalists of lies and politically motivated distortion.
Oh, you know what? That's just a bunch of that don't even make any sense. Well, let's bring it back to how about the socio-economic system, and how would that affect our operation? If you look on paragraph 3, how do you guys think that will affect our operation?
Well, please, may I interrupt? Bolivia has a lot of protectionist policies, but it does operate as a market economy. Bolivia has 4.2% average tariff rate. State-owned enterprises that distort the economy. According to the Constitution, Bolivia's investment shall take priority over foreign investment, and public policy shall promote internal consumption of products made in Bolivia. We are a sovereign nation. But although we have to overcome that liability of foreigners.
Yeah. Well, you know what, that is something to consider. Well, now that we're thinking about that, let's talk about the political aspect. What about our operations? How would that affect our operations? The political aspect.
Google, like mass media companies such as I in Bolivia, are under regulation of the government, because the government of President Evo Morales feels threatened by the impact of freedom of speech. He feels like it can have Bolivians
This is because some people use this opportunity to spread false or misleading stories, which is politically counterproductive to the government's purpose.
And then we have ethic to deal with too.
Yes, ethics are important. However, but the Bolivians are very proud because there are a few countries that have successfully promoted multicultural integration. The family is central unit of the social system. Education is valued, but it's still not achievable for all people. Although it's valued, not everyone is able to receive that education. For ages 6 to 14, fewer than half of the children finish primary school.
That's interesting.
Corporate culture fits well in Bolivia.
That is something to think
Well, although punctuality is not a high priority in Bolivia, visitors should be punctual for business meetings, but they rarely start on time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's not good, not good.
Well, we definitely have to take the time to get to know our Bolivian customers and colleagues. Personal relationships are vital to our success in Bolivia for any future venture.
Yeah, I agree.
However, more than one meeting will have to take place because to close the deal, we'll be making several trips back and forth to here in Bolivia.
Oh, goodness.
Because face-to-face communication is preferred over fax and emails.
You think that's
Okay.
The pace of business negotiations is generally much slower than here in the United States. As Google representatives, we better not try to rush any deals. As Google representatives, we better not try to rush any deals. Applying pressure may cause failure to any future international venture prospect in this country. We must remain low-key.
It does have a low-context culture norms for business etiquette and protocol, which tends to be formal with a certain level of professionalism. In business, the managers take a paternalistic attitude toward their employees.
Yes. And then that means third-party contacts will be beneficial. That will be vital to our success.
Okay, what is the acceptable attire for us as Google representative over there?
That's another good thing.
Well, the men in the past, they wear a dark 3-piece suit. A lightweight suit is more common in Santa Cruz. Follow your Bolivian colleagues' lead.
Yeah, and if you guys see that, if you look on page 3, and that's projected in the third paragraph. Okay, I bet it does. Oh, okay. Instead of us taking a 5-minute break, we're gonna go ahead and wrap, keep moving on because we kind of want to make sure that we get all grounds covered. So, Google, because we have an ownership advantage. If you look on page 4 and on your first paragraph, and you see that we do have a resource-based view advantage, and by owning our own technology and the management know-how, that ensures that we definitely do have a competitive advantage, and with our resources and capabilities, in Bolivia, because we got it going on.
Yes,
how about that?
Yes. The case of Google in Bolivia is peculiar because unlike some of the South American countries, Bolivia has some challenges that makes internet service providers' jobs seem daunting. However, some of these challenges include the obvious fact that Bolivia is landlocked. That means anything coming inside of the country has to be passed through the borders of the neighbors.
Oh, wow.
That
may be an issue. And guess what? And if you look on the fourth paragraph, you also, and you know what? That might just affect our cost of doing business there. What do you guys think?
I think
it will. And then also, the internet service is really poor in that area, and that could be why it's poor because of the landlocked area that they located, and it could be the infrastructures as well. So it could be a lot of stuff going on there, but then there is opportunity there.
These also open the doors for opportunities for jobs, wealth creation, infrastructural development, and indigenous applications that serve particular needs of the majority of Bolivia.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So what must we do to continue operation in Bolivia?
Well, I know. Since 45% of Bolivians' population of users of Google by partnering with the Bolivian National Telecommunication Company, they expanded fiber optic cable installation. in the area will increase users' connectivity and service in variety of network settings and increase the speed of accuracy of data transmission.
Well, that is a possibility.
Right, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Or people using Google.
Okay, okay.
I know. What about offering rental access through Google's project loans to Bolivia local cellular carriers that will provide high-speed connectivity and expand their network's accessibility?
That's also a good idea. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
And we can continue to expand the services like our Google Movies, Google Books in the App Store, and the newsstand, and the ad services that are currently offered in Bolivia.
Yeah, and you know what? And what my recommendations is that they can minimize the government sponsored regulations that is hindering our operations there. That's something that Bolivia can do to help themselves.
You are right. They can provide more protections and the government transparency to foreign investors too.
Yes, that's a great idea.
And I think that we should work on trying to lower the tariffs towards foreign investors.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really good idea.
That would be a good idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all, we gotta go.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I have an appointment. The time has gone by so fast. I think we should wrap this up. I motion this meeting is adjourned.
I second the motion.
Okay, well, I agree. Okay, let's put out. Let's stop. Let's get out of here. We can pick this up at a later date. And oh, by the way, I have a plane to catch anyway. I'm due to be at another meeting in another country.